Imperial Holdings has acquired German-based logistics firm Lehnkering for 270 million euros. And here to give us more details on the acquisition is Hubert Brody, CEO of Imperial. He joins us live on the line. Thanks so much, Hubert, for making the time this afternoon. Well, as I say, we've heard Imperial agreeing to buy Lehnkering Holding in Germany, and that's at a price tag of $234 million. Take us through the rationale here and the operation you're actually buying into.
Thank you, Alishia. Lehnkering is a leading European specialist logistics business, but on the other hand, it's a business that's in logistics segments that are very well understood by Imperial. For example, shipping, ports and terminals, warehousing, contract logistics, and the like. So it's business that's very much adjacent to what we currently do, and it's a strategic acquisition in the sense that it also exposes us to the chemical and agrochemical industry, where we can ply our trade now, and ultimately improves and entrench our position as an international logistics player.
So part of a bid to gain access to Germany's growing trade with emerging economies as well. It's a deal done on the cheap, or what are you making of the valuations right now? Because some would be saying it's possibly done on the cheap, and considering the woes that the Eurozone is contending with right now, but bearing in mind that Germany is one of the stronger constituents of that Eurozone bloc.
Yes, it was a competitive bidding process, and we believe we've paid a fair price given the prospects of the company and the quality of the company. And this company has a very good long-term profit track record, which we see will be able to continue into the future. And from a European point of view, Germany is particularly the German export industries are relatively well insulated from some of the problems that some of the smaller European states have, and Germany continues to be the powerhouse of manufacturing of heavy equipment and vehicles and so on, supplying across the globe. And the customers that we have, who we will serve, are particularly focused on exporting out of Germany to developing markets.
Of course, when it comes to any M&A activity, synergies are key in terms of evaluating the kind of success that is to be reaped here. If you're looking at the culture of Imperial and that of Lehnkering, what synergies are you hoping to extrapolate from?
The cultures of the businesses are very similar, and many of the people over the years between the businesses have got to know each other and respect each other very, very much. But we're not doing the deal for purposes of synergies. We don't expect synergies to be significant. It's really an additional focus, an additional leg, enhancing the scale of our business, and not really anything of an integration nature.
Of course, when it comes to the scale of the business operation on that end, you've been bulking up in a big way. This transaction follows the company already acquiring a controlling stake in Detmer Bulk Reederei, a family-owned inland European shipping company, earlier this month. That was for an undisclosed amount. One has to assume that, looking at these transactions that you've been making, there is harmony between them.
Yes, these transactions are very much complementary transactions, generally in the shipping and the logistics business in Europe. And the acquisitions which we generally make are bolt-on acquisitions. We make them fit quite smoothly into Imperial, and the management teams, when we make acquisitions, are retained in the business to continue running the businesses uninterrupted.
In the year through to June, we've had Imperial conclude 9 purchases. Its debt-to-equity ratio then ramped up to 34%. Where do these latest transactions that have been concluded now take that, and how much higher can you afford to go?
Alishia, these transactions take us to a debt-to-equity ratio of about 55%. And our group's target debt-to-equity level is in the range of 60 to 80%. So we still have significant and meaningful headroom that we can grow into, that we can use for acquisitions, for organic growth, or even, as we've done in the last year, some share buybacks, which we've done before.
So it's certainly a progress that we'll be keeping an eye on. Hubert, thanks so much for your time this afternoon. Hubert Brody is CEO of Imperial.